Hello guys and welcome back to the Command Hyper War. We're finally trying to take them down and so far it's going not great, but like we have had the occasional victory, so we're gonna see who runs out of manpower first, I guess. Although I guess that would be me. Even if it does say 0, you can see how it does jump up to 5 occasionally, but the fact that their total amount of soldiers has been gradually going down is a sign at least that something must be going well. What is not going well is this battle, because, yeah, I fucked up. That's what I get for trying to fight the war on multiple fronts. Oh shit, really? They just peaced out. Well, that's a bit earlier than I would have preferred, seeing as I just upgraded my army as well. I'm very vulnerable right now, so please no attack, Mr. Command. Cock. So I'm starting to be sad because one of our missions requires us to be the leading producer of tea, and so I'm going to need a lot more than 5 provinces off the command, because they produce 27% of the tea and we produce 5. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how much longer I can be arsed to do this war, and I really don't feel like doing a second one. If this ends up just proving unreal, like, if this just proves to be too tedious, I might just take the L and proclaim that, oh well, no mission tree. I mean, at this point, we should all be used to my series never finishing the fucking mission tree, because I think I think it's reasonable to say at this point that I've gotten to the point where I definitely can beat them. I mean, their troops keep going down, but it's just boring and tedious to keep going, you know? So I'll finish this war, but I'm not sure if we're ever going to get to that magical number. I assume the guy who wrote the mission tree wrote it with the assumption that the area over here would be a bit more split up, thus, becoming the world leading producer of tea a bit more straightforward. Because, we could piece out the 5 provinces that I need, but I would need to create some cancer snakes over here, for example, if I want to have more tea. Okay, I think that's gonna have to be it. Man, that took a while. How long? Yeah, but almost 10 years of war. But yeah, we've reached a point where we're getting monthly war exhaustion, and the command is pushing into Sariand, and I feel like they're gaining war score fast. Well, not faster, but at this point I'm facing diminishing returns by pushing in, and yeah, really that call for peace is not optimal. But I'm also allowed to grab this horrible cancer snake, which is nice because it grabs basically all of the local tea. Anything further would bring me too close to going above 100% overextension, or to reaching too much of a level of or over 100 war score. I have been keeping up with my ideas, and I dare say it was quite well timed that I was able to get the province war score cost reduction from diplomatic. So replacing our colonial stuff with this stuff did end up paying off, I dare say. Although we did also lose one of our little trade nations over here. Oh yeah, no, never mind. No, shouldn't I have been called into war? I don't know. We can rebuild him, I'm sure. Well, if I can be arsed. We'll see. Let us have peace. I mean, you can see... Yeah, they're down to 90,000 troops, which is still, a big army and all that, but compared to the 600-something thousand they had at their peak, that's definitely a reduction. It really helped to get this guy, who was his ally for some reason, out of the war. Probably should have dragged out the war with this guy a bit further just to cancel their lines, but... Well, I say that. If everything goes according to plan, I will never fight the command ever again, and so... in that case, it shouldn't matter. Let us have peace. Oh god, what have I done? Yeah, good thing... Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's literally like a fucking squid or something. Oh... Now, I assume it will take some time for these provinces to recover, so we won't know yet whether or not we're going to reach leading tea producer in the world, but yeah, another factor is, of course, that our manpower, I mean, we still have manpower left, but, you know, we've lost about 300,000 manpower from our peak, and that does not represent, like, shit, I should have actually looked at the peace screen there for a second, just to see, like, how many people actually died in this war. It's also gotten to the point where I have to fight increasing amounts of the command rebels, which is of course annoying. And we're about to lose a lot more men because I forgot I had this trade protectorate in the middle of command territory, and yeah, all of these guys are now stuck. Rip. Well, actually, we have we get the manpower back, and I suppose demobilizing some of these mercenaries isn't actually that bad of an idea. Oh, fuck off! Stop calling me into dumb wars. See, this is why I need to be the one who constantly calls them into wars, or they do shit like this. I'm also struggling, like something is fucked with my navy. It's taking just very huge amounts of attrition for some reason. Like all of this attrition from 100 to this was just from like going here to here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, holy shit. I had to actually go Google why the fuck my boats aren't working. The answer is I don't have enough sailors. This probably is the first time I've ever bumped into a position where this mechanic is something I've had to care about. I guess I just need to nuke like a sizable chunk of my navy. Man, that is a lot of boats to just yeet. But, you know. There's no point in having this many boats if they're all just... Oh wow, I still need to nuke more. Ay caramba. Confusion continues. I was definitely called into a war with Gavid, but I'm not in that war. Like, I'm theorizing maybe it has something to do with, like, I was already at war with some of the people, but not with South of... I don't fucking understand. In some good news of somewhat less confusion, we can now go into the Spirit Ward menu and click this button. The Renegade brought to heel. Nice. No more rending events from the Spirit. Ships can repair when in coastal seas. Okay, that's pretty good actually. But we are not good. Yeah, the spirits are still angry because I just conquered another fucking temple. So I guess we gotta fix it. And annoyingly enough, like I didn't even need this province. I only really took it out of like a sad little attempt at trying to make the borders somewhat more, you know, tolerable. Oh, I forgot, yeah, we can actually just click the next mission. Humans of Yanshen dare claim that their land is the true birthplace of tea and not Alintir. Preposterous. Yanshen is merely a second birthplace, and it were our elven ancestors who first discovered the divine gift that is tea. Regardless, the tea grown in Yanshen is different to ours and could greatly benefit our growing tea hegemony. We shall directly secure the local plantations and expand them by replacing the outdated human ways of growing it with the objectively more efficient elven ones. Based? But nice, yeah, more hegemony. Unfortunately, despite my cancer creations in terms of borders over here, we did not become the leading producer of tea. I am trying to build some like buildings and whatnot to try and boost the production, but it doesn't look good, bros. And because I ended up with a truce with a bunch of the nations I, would have gone to war with over in Canor, I decided to just do a quick war against this guy, just so I don't sit on 0 aggressive expansion. So he'll be incorporated soon once this siege is done. Really? No, I'm good actually. I just felt the command. You are. I mean, yeah. Fuck it. I just want to axe this little guy and then I don't know. Go to bed IRL maybe. Hooray! Last reform. Although I assume we are a bit late to the party, but you know, we had to start as a republic and it was a mess and yeah. Finally we can actually boost our absolutism a bit more. Bruh. Wex really just getting partitioned. And it's also annoying because I was thinking I should join because I wouldn't mind this province and this province I could like link up with this province, but my ally has taken it. Also, was that a good idea? Aren't you like, haven't we been working on you becoming, you know, an elector and all that? I doubt people are gonna vote for you as hard after you pissed everyone off like that. No way, yeah, that had to cost quite a bit of overextend or aggressive expansion, but I guess he's fine. Also, actually, I can probably get away with claiming hegemony at this point. Mercenary discipline. Yeah, I think I will. Though I suppose the question... Oh, actually, goods produced modifier. I mean, that would help with... that would help with... or, you know, potentially let me produce more tea. Well, it's time to turn on Ebavar. So, obviously we'll... no! What? But that means that I would have to turn... No, really? Oh, was there like a mechanic where I can like... Okay. Trust towards Ebavar, so they just really like each other. Although if I get a bit more diplomatic reputation, I might be able to convince Korvuria to stop for some reason. I mean, I guess that serves the same purpose. Go Gadget. Diplo Advisor. Yay. Oh, he did not like that. But we're still cool though, right? I mean, we're barely positive, but... Yeah, that negative 50 from Hegemon, that's annoying. Yeah, there we go, no more friendship. Now we look to be friends with this guy. And then we'll convince Rogeria to go kill Ebavar for us. And we'll finally get those cores and get the mission. I was also able to, for some reason, I was able to ally Ualair. I don't get it either. But if, you know, if he can stay Emperor or just stay alive, then we also got that be allied to the Emperor mission in the bag. Yeah, so really, we just need those provinces off the... just need these two provinces off Ebavar, and that part of the mission tree will be done. Also, the realization that like you can essentially well, actually, never mind. Scratch that last part. Oh, we're so back actually. I don't need to fight the command. Yippee! It seems my project to build tea. So yeah, I did manufactories obviously, but I also built. Or I did like trade company investments. I did a lot of crap honestly, but I'm just glad that it did somehow end up working. A retired human officer in Namadia, a Sun Elven landowner in Brasan, a Metsamic merchant, and a half-elven noble in Anbennar. What do they all have in common? They all drink tea supplied by Moonhaven. This beverage is no longer limited just to the Demarian ability. What once started as a few seeds inside a family locket has grown into something gorgeous. Our ships are sailing all across Halana, with their cargo being impossibly large supplies of tea, and bringing back profits to our home. Damn straight. So, yeah, the list of things that happened there was kind of too big to tell, but I guess we might be able to find the Trading, blah 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 blah. Well, we have like, you know, we got the monopoly thing. It's good, positive. Okay, and then there's this thing. Or I need to make artificers like me and magisters not like me. Magisters? Oh, magic dudes. Yeah, okay. I mean... Actually, that's not the most straightforward thing. I mean, I guess I have to finally ditch supremacy over the crown then. In order to reduce the equilibrium here. Oh, although I guess I could have done it either way. Ah, whatever. And yeah, we need a tiny amount of, you know, 32,000 monies. And then provinces with 15 dev. I have actually been deving some of those off screen, so I suppose I can dev some more. Can even dev some of the provinces I own directly. There we go, that's one. That's one. So, while I was waiting for my truce with Eu4 to go out, I decided to finish this little nation just for the sake of nicer borders. And... very nice. I did also have to... start this other dumb war over... I don't know what I started it over. Can I actually take this? I guess I could give it to a oh yeah, right. The whole reason I started this war was to call a Stalin in because he was allied to Necklif. But yeah, we're good now. No need to fight on. Huh, interesting. It's interesting how the digging of the hold over in Rubyhold still continued, even if the nation doing the digging was annexed. Oh, nice. I was going to complain about Galwed and Rosianda fighting a death war while I need them to help me, but it seems they finally peaced out. Which I guess means I can peace out my little, you know, waiting war. I thought we might as well grab this province. Although, unknowingly enough, fucking Eberthil tried to stop me by guaranteeing them, but as always, you know, you can get around that. By starting, or like when the parents have to explain to their children why their friends are dead, it's like, well, the Prince of Moonhaven needed to mechanically block his ally Eberthil from helping Vex, and therefore all of Bubusinar or Bisan had to be burnt down. It's like, ah yes, that makes sense. But yeah, no, I don't actually want anything here. I guess, yeah, fucking force religions. I mean, he looks to be getting close there. You haven't converted. Oh shit, you have converted to something silly. Although he might have already been. No, I'm pretty sure I fixed him earlier. You motherfucker, how dare you? I guess we can drag it out a bit while I set up and prepare for war against Eu4. Well, I probably should get that done sooner rather than later before he gets allies. Although at this point I've jinxed it, so fuck it. Now it's inevitable. And I might as well get those conversions. Some might argue that this is a bit overkill in terms of how many people I'm bringing into the war. Casual 4,500 force limit combined. It's totally reasonable. I mean, I've been helping my allies so much lately. I don't want to fucking... You know, they can deal with this for this time, you know? Probably should have waited to reduce a bit more aggressive expansion, but they're the meme elf religion, and I like how they've even convinced the locals over here to convert to it. So, like, I should be fine. Oh shit, there were still these Eu4 troops stuck in my land all this time. I guess we're finally gonna do something about that, eh? Bruh. Now you decide to stop rivaling me, Mr. Laker? After I fight the fucking lake or command on my own? Aye. Yeah, war against the Eu4 is going well. Gonna be interesting to see what we can grab here. I keep spending my money though on stuff, forgetting that I need to save up a lot of money to finish my mission tree, so I need to focus. No longer a valid rival, really. Who even is? Who would be a valid rival at this point then? No, command still, okay. Right, I'm back to creating cancer snakes, but I would like to link up these enclaves I'm creating as much as possible, so we're gonna do this. Double check that I'm actually the one getting all this. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we'll also give this to Stalin, because his relations with me are kind of low, so I would prefer to boost him a bit. This hegemon stuff is hurting. There we are. Now then, we just need to... needs to be adjacent. Oh, okay, well, fine. But yeah, we just need to convert these guys to my religion, and then... Well, yeah, core and convert... Or I guess they start as cores, but yeah, convert, and then we should be good. Okay, I didn't plan for this, but it seems I'm able to do these missions. We got this mission, which made our cities more good, or the Elven city specifically. And then we can do this one. Our country is located in the wealthy part of the blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, just bring the merchants and just give me that 10k. I'm honestly willing to grab that right now, seeing as I did 40k for my last mission. I'm even, well, I have, well, sorry for spouting nonsense in the last part of the clip. It was probably the spirits that were eating my nightmares or whatever. But it looks like it's finally over. The rending subsides. So, oh, so you couldn't actually actively remove it when the rending happens? You just have to sit on your arse and, you know, have no legitimacy? Is that just canon? Damn, harsh. In further good news of our missions though, we finally have the Shield of Munas. Well, it really didn't take that long to convert these provinces that I needed. At long last, Moonhaven has secured its direct rule over almost all elves in the Empire. Most fools that joined the Coronites have abandoned that vile heresy, and those who didn't, well, they made their choice clear. Our realm is secure from within, and the time has come to secure it from all external threats too. Heretics are still a threat to the Empire, and Moonhaven shall aid in striking this evil down. Yes. And I guess we've already done that, so our efforts at securing the safety of Anbennar has been a tremendous success. I mean, yeah, we totally haven't been helping Galvad annex, like, land in the Empire and taking land directly from the Emperor and shit. No, we're definitely the wholesomest little boy. The dominance of Aidan was secured in the Empire, and the Coronites are now in retreat. And all of this is in large part due to our help. The new Emperor wisely acknowledged the part our Elven Rangers played in securing their position and the defeat of Coronites, and accepted our proposal of expanding Elven towns across the Empire. The Empire is strong, and the Moon Elves have great influence in Canor. The time for peace and prosperity of Moon Elves has come. Our people are safe and will remain this way for as long as both Moonhaven and the Empire last. Ah, and we get even more dev. Excellent, that really just leaves one mission. Just need to just sit on our arse and make money. I suppose I can do that. I'll try to resist the voices that tell me to invade people. Galvad keeps invading shit though and drags me into wars, meaning I have truces with all the people I, you know, would potentially attack, so. What a cursed twist. The fucking Lakers, after all this time, finally, for some reason, decide they want to be friends. Might as well. Not that it matters. I was considering doing some more wars and like, but it's like, I think we get the idea at this point. Like, sure, I could beat the command, and sure, I could like fix up my borders in the Empire a bit, but like, you know, and you know, I've been doing some random culture conversions. I could map paint that, but like we get the idea at this point, I think. I think I'm just gonna get that final dopamine hit from the mission and then call it. So how's this for a twist? My friendship with Sorn Kiande did end, but me boosting him like that and fucking on the other people in the Trolls Bay, that really did end up helping him out. And he's now gone revolutionary and is gonna make a mess of the world. Which is interesting, I guess. I'm not sure me getting this little colonial nation was worth it when you see what I ended up creating, but I'm sure we can, like, you know, the hyper coalition of Sariand, the Lakers, and Rosanda, probably just like basically just all the biggest empire in the world except the Command and Kateria. But the Command is lame, and Kateria worships some bullshit, and so it doesn't count either. So the world is united under Based. That's the conclusion. In fact, we can finally get our mission. We shall create Realte. Our explorers made a peculiar discovery in Elantir. They have found writings referred to a certain type of precursor tea called Realte. Like royalty or just real tea? From what we managed to understand, this king tea was a beverage drank by precursor royalty, and is said to improve one's essence. Whatever that means. Unfortunately, the secret of Realte has been lost, but with our numerous global plantations, we stand a chance of recreating it. We shall fund the research to try and recreate it, but the question is, who to hire for this job? Our mages seem the best option, as they claim that the precursors were powerful mages, and the secret is certainly hiding within the use of magic. On the other hand, the artificers have shown their interests. While generally disliked by most elves in our government, the artificers have a point in claiming that the magic of precursor times is long gone, and that only their artificery can come close to recreating Realte. The choice is ours. Well, we are gonna choose the mages, because when I needed one to be loyal at 60 and one to be below 60, and the way I had to fiddle with my government reforms a bit and do some stuff, and this is just the way it ended up. Feels the most appropriate as well, right? Although I haven't been talking about it, but I have done some artificery stuff, so I do have some pretty decent like artificery regiments that have some nice bonuses. But as with a lot of things, it came too late to really impact the board with the command, so I mean, I did technically have artificer regiments, they just didn't have any special bonuses yet. Alright, let's see this royalty. Penny royalty. We have decided that the mages shall lead the experiments. After all, us elves are natural mages, and so were our ancestors. However, we need to decide the nature of the experiments. 2 proposals have been made. The first claims that Realty must have been magical in nature, and that the mages should attempt using magic to recreate it. The second option is to use Damestair to somehow change the tea, and the group supporting it claimed that the precursors had large amounts of Damestair which allowed for this. This is one of those times where I wish I just took a save first, but don't I canonically have a lot of Damestair as well? Yeah, I'm trading in Damestair. I produce many tiers. And, well, I've never really had a mage guy, as far as I can know, so... Damestair. I trust in whoever suggested that. Alright, we're gonna work it. It's known to be dangerous, and... Oh, maybe it's one of those things where if I wanted Damestair, I should have selected the Artificers. The spirit of the... Yeah, who cares? Oh shit, it really just straight up worked. Success! Our research has not been in vain, and we have finally recreated real tea. It truly exceeded all our predictions. This tea combines better taste with energy boost and much easier growth than even our current samples. We have already sent the new seeds to our plantations across the world and gave them the word to start replacing the old ones with it. At last, We get to drink the beverages of our ancestors. Nice. And everyone becomes loyal and lives happily ever after. Honestly, kind of a wholesome little way to wrap things up, actually. That and purging religious minorities. But yeah, I realized I kind of forgot to record a proper outro for this series when I was editing, so why don't I just do that right now? I mean, I usually do a sort of thing at the end of my games where I look across the world, but I feel like we're mostly familiar with what's going on, you know? We got Canor with Big Rosande, Big Gavid, pretty consolidated empire with like Hyper Stalin and the Cancer Snakes of Moonhaven. Sarhal is Sarhal. Don't see anything abnormal here, except for, you know, the glory of the of the Moon Elf Isles down here. We all know our glorious colonies in the New World. Definitely do your best to ignore that I forgot to conquer this nation, and ignore the fact that I never actually got around to giving this colony a proper custom name. Definitely, yeah, just don't pay attention to that. Memes aside, though, I really did like how things ended up in Hollis. Well, except for the way, or the things that the AI did. The AI did make things not kind of epic. And, of course, the Cancer Snake of T is not optimal, but, like, I liked, I was able to do the thing that I kind of wanted to do, you know? Make little island, or like little trade outposts for the most part, even if some of them might have become a bit bigger than just a straight up trade outpost. That's just the nature of how trade power works in this game. You do kind of need quite a lot of land sometimes in order to optimize. But like you can see that even with just this city over here and its trade center, and of course the upriver trade, I can get 30%, which does give me quite a lot of power. And all of this did help towards getting the thalassocracy thing. And I really do think that like the ability to create these trade protectorates would be really quite powerful in a game where, you know, or in a patch of this mod, I should say, where the command isn't as just giga hyper as it is right now. And maybe if I had focused a bit harder on getting to Hollis quicker instead of getting distracted with all the other shenanigans I got up to. We do, of course, have a more sizable colony over here that I made. Though I think I had a good reason. Yeah, reasonable reason in that I needed some tea provinces in the area. Although I guess I didn't really need all the other stuff. But although it was useful having like a nice area to gather troops and stuff for the hyper war against the command. So it ended up being worthwhile. Yeah, you know, the Bulwar, it's still just Big Brasan, Sariand, and Kateria. And well, I don't know how rare it is. I don't think it's too rare to see if Daltungur do quite a good job. So I do, from what I understand, I do have a mission tree now. Wonder dynamic battlefield ground. Huh, I do not know if that's or what, if that's related to their tree or what. I'm not sure if I'm even on the version that has their tree. But yeah, big Lakers. Religious wise, we were mostly able to confine or contain the spread of Ravalianism and even revert it in certain areas. Got Elven forebears, which normally happens with Ibevar in my experience, although the fact that they were able to spread it to their conquest within the empire is quite funny. Yeah, Eskan, Grumbar, the forests, going Core Knight is quite normal. Although I suppose sometimes the locals of the forest can hold on, but it doesn't seem to be too common. It is kind of interesting, though, to look at the... Although I guess we can look more at the... Although this is interesting, though. Yeah, I mean, I guess the dwarves actually were able to convert quite a lot of land to dwarven pantheon worship. Never really understood the logic. Or I guess it's just, you know... There's no good way to properly implement polytheism and how it would actually work in a world like this, in a game that has such strict rules about how religions work. Like I would assume that in a more, you know, if this was a real world in that sense, like the various groups would all just keep to their own gods, while also, you know, respecting the dwarven pantheon, because there wouldn't necessarily be any like conflict between, say, Region Court and Dwarven Pantheon. Although I suppose, you could view these conversions as the dwarves basically saying or convincing the locals that no, the gods are not all dead except for the sun god or Yahir or I'm forgetting my lore here or whatever, and that polytheism is based. So you could easily rationalize it. The ethnic map mode though, that's probably one of the more interesting ones. We have already pointed out the glory of the city goblins. Still no mission tree for those guys though, even if they have like, there are like mechanics at this point for like goblin migration into Beivik. But yeah, the glorious spread of Moonhaven. You can even see some provinces here where I wasn't able to finish spreading it. And I definitely think it paid off converting my capital to Moonhaven in the... Although I guess it might not have actually been my capital at the start. It might have been Moonhaven. But yeah, converting Port Moonas to Moonhaven. Because if I were to culture convert that now, that would be quite expensive. Well, it says it would actually be quite cheap. But I guess that's because of all the bonuses. Because yeah, converting stuff over here at some point definitely stopped being cheap. Yeah, 200 and something. Still interesting, never did bother to do anything about the dwarves. Interesting how my policies, if you will, over in Sarhal ended up affecting a bunch of provinces in Canor too, in that the local halflings were convinced to leave and swap to Moon Elf land. Yeah, the New World is the mess that it usually tends to be. Not as much Moon Elven as you might expect, of course, because of the way we quote-unquote colonized, in that it was, to a large extent, mostly just conquering other people's colonies, with the exception of, like, some stuff for... actually, this was also mostly conquest, wasn't it? It was mostly this region that became, like... or that we turned into our cultures through colonization, although even there was that period where I was expelling minorities over here. Although, of course, I did that with the understanding that the provinces back home would, culture convert. And I guess you can see that I am working on culture converting these provinces at this point, but never got around to finishing that. I did off screen. I did a bunch of flipping around with cultures and stuff like that to try and, well, not min-max, but just optimize things to some extent. Of course, there's the glory of the Moonhaven, or the Moon Elf Isles down here, and it's even a mainland colony as well. Kind of silly that you can just do this and no nations in the world. Like, you'd think that if, like, an actual nation did this, even in this, like, quote-unquote primitive age, like, I assume, like, most of the people in Anbennar would be like, bro, you can't just, like that's a lot of people on these islands, man. You can't just, like, ethnically, you can't just do that, bro. But, yeah, we also spread it a bit over in our Halles stuff, and I guess this is technically still part of Sarhal, so... Never did get around to making any mainland holdings, but still. Yeah, it's still funny what the Lakers have been up to, like... they're clearly purging the centaurs in the sense that you can see that they're oppressed, but they're still, like, accepting them. Real metagaming by the AI there. But yeah, the dream of, like, mostly becoming emperor didn't really work out, although we could see from our mission tree that we weren't, quote-unquote, supposed to be emperor, and so in the end it worked out that we did not become emperor, really, so copium. Even if we did have that one little stint as emperor, although that was an important one, if I remember correctly, because that was relevant to the... Oh, no, actually, the religious war was against the emperor. I actually genuinely do not remember. I should just shut up instead of just pretending like I remember what happened back then. So, yeah. That's going to be it for this time. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and thank you so much for watching this playthrough in general. And until next time, bye.